Welcome to our festive video, and in this video, yes, we go to the Tower of London, right by Tower Bridge. We go in here and look at the Christmas decorations for 2023, and if you remember the video from last year, or if you go searching for it, you'll find it, and it was all about the 12 days of Christmas this last year. But this year, it's completely different. And then once we've done that, we're going to pop over to Trafalgar Square to go and see the Trafalgar Square Christmas tree, which comes over from Norway every year, to tell you more about it and also read you the poem for the tree for 2023. So join us for one of our festive videos looking at London this Christmas. So this year, the general theme is Christmas trees and Christmas festivities, unlike the 12 days of Christmas. And the first tree you come across is this beautiful one near the entrance, all with the keys, which of course is part and parcel of the beef eater's job. Now, down here on Water Lane, right where you come in, which is rather beautiful, you have all of these trees with musical notes, as you can see on them, and also the old treble clefs. Now, apparently down here, this is the coronation procession. And for hundreds of years, soon-to-be kings and queens stayed at the Tower of London before their coronations. In an amazing display of pomp and pageantry, a procession of yeoman warders, knights and musicians would go from the Tower through the streets of London to Westminster Abbey for the crowning moment. Music would have been heard all around, celebrating the new king or queen. And believe it or not, the last coronation procession from the Tower of London was King Charles II's in 1661. So from the Christmas trees, from the pomp and pageantry, to the one here. How about this with a polar bear? Yes, so this is the polar bear, but this year they've decided to dress him up in the royal crown and also the royal garland as well, with the orb and the sceptre there, with all the Christmas trees around, which looks really quite effective. Now here in the middle of the main grass area in the Tower of London, they've set up the coronation feast, food fit for a king. And just like at Christmas time, feasting was an important coronation tradition, with an extravagant banquet often following the church service. Now, George IV's coronation feast in 1821 was the most elaborate and expensive ever created, at £25,184. That's around £2.2 million in today's money, which is absolutely incredible. Now, apparently at King George IV's feast, the king's champion rode on horseback into the banquet hall, ready to challenge anyone who didn't agree with the George's right to be the king. Then as you look around, you can see all the different things that would have been on offer, from pheasants to partridge ears to swans, lobsters that's sitting on there, as well as cheesecakes and all sorts of delicious food which would have been served at the feast. So this year's decorations are all under the Christmas crowns and coronations decorations, which they've had going here at the Tower of London for some time, especially if you come to see the crown jewels. They've got them all set out, which is rather beautiful. Now here you've got the state trumpets, and what is Christmas without a carol or a catchy festive tune? Now trumpeters would use music to summon people to share in the coronation celebrations, just as Christmas carols bring people together today. Now, His Majesty King Charles III's own coronation ceremony earlier this year included 12 new pieces of traditional and modern music chosen by the King himself. Now, you may not have known this, but His Majesty King Charles III's coronation included the first Welsh language performance at a coronation. Our next Christmas tree celebrating coronation is this one. Now, throughout the centuries, the firing of the guns has taken place at the Tower to mark the coronation of a monarch. The Honourable Artillery Company, the HAC, the oldest regiment in the British Army, took over firing the gun salutes at the Tower in 1924. Now, they've continued to do so for every coronation since then, including His Majesty King Charles III's celebrations in May. Now, if you look at the flags on the tree, these are the pennants of the master gunner within the Tower, whose role it is to oversee the ceremonial gun salutes on site. So we're at the amazing Tower of London, and I hope you're enjoying our Christmas Crowns and Coronations series, bringing you the 2023 Christmas decorations. And if you're loving it, do us a favour, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you've been missing out. You need to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell, because we upload videos at least 3 times a week on this channel. And this just gives you a beautiful picture of some of the amazing Christmas trees in the central area, some of which we're going to cover in more detail in just a couple of seconds. Now the next set of decorations we look at is the coronation chair. Now William the Conqueror, the king who built the White Tower, had a particular festive coronation in 1066. Now he was crowned in Westminster Abbey on Christmas Day, and William sat proudly upon an elaborate chair as a symbol of his power. 200 years later, in 1274, Edward I had the current coronation chair made, and it's remained at the centre of coronations ever since. This is going to be one of my favourite settings at the Tower of London, this big green here. And this year they just put this fantastic Christmas tree right in front of these old houses. And these, of course, are where all of the beefeaters and the soldiers live during their time here at the Tower of London. Right, let's move on to our next Christmas tree. And this one is called the Knights of the Bath. Now, in 1533, Anne Boleyn, Queen Anne Boleyn, spent the days before her coronation here at the Tower, preparing, feasting and witnessing the creation of new Knights of the Bath. Both chapels at the Tower were used for the ceremony, where knights swore loyalty to the new king or queen, and the Order of the Knights of the Bath is the second most noble and important order of chivalry after the Knights of the Garter. And for the Queen's coronation, then, King Henry VIII created 18 new knights. Which is also why you've got the knights' helmets on top of the trees. There you go, so he's putting a fairy up there. Our final coronation crown jewels tree is this one. Now, sparkling and splendid like the decorations on a Christmas tree, the crown jewels are a powerful symbol of the monarchy. Now, this unique collection is still used for royal ceremonies, including coronations, and they've been protected and displayed at the Tower of London since 1661. And did you know the crown jewels contain over 23,000 jewels, which is an incredible amount, and they look stunning. And our last Christmas decorations here at the Tower of London are these 6 wreaths, all representing each one of the different ravens here at the Tower of London. Of course, infamous. And so we finish here at the Tower of London for their Christmas decorations for 2023, and we pop across to Trafalgar Square, because later that same night, these lights were switched on in Trafalgar Square. So the tree every year comes over from Oslo in Norway. The Mayor of London goes over there and chooses it, and then it comes over on the back of a lorry, which is quite often why you see reports every year that it looks so battered and bruised, because of course it's laid on the side of a lorry. And as you can see, the night we were here, it was absolutely throwing it down when they switched it on as well. Now, not only that, but they also commission a poem for the tree each year as well. And this year it's been done thanks to the Gateway Academy, the St Edward's and St Mary of the Angels Catholic Primary Schools in Westminster, and they've put together this one, which is called T is for Tree. And the twig that holds a snail, its shell like a bauble's delicate glass. T is for the teacup's small nest, cast high in the trunk by a pair of gold crests. T is for a tree in its topmost branches, dressed with the silver lights of lynching. T is for the trickle of squirrels and the thin scales of each tree cone, dreaming of treedom. T is for the tree's timeless jukebox, playing robin song and chaffinch chatter. T is for the tiny tinsel of caterpillars, metamorphosizing into angels. T is for the tree, which is a table, serving dinner to beetle and weevil. T is for toadstools, sprouting at the roots, where the rabbit and mouse discover shelter. T is for the tree that draws us together. So I really hope you've enjoyed our look, not just at the Trafalgar Square Christmas tree for 2023, but also the Tower of London Christmas decorations for this year as well. Now, if you love all things Christmas and you've been really festive but you've missed one of our best videos, which is the 10 places that not many people get to, but with fantastic Christmas decorations, and I put a link to that in the top right hand corner, and I'll see you in there.